Okay, let's start out with the most basic one, which is all of your faders and all of your pan pots. Now here in Reason, all your faders are very, very easy to move around. In terms of the pan pots, some of these, if they are mono channels, then you'll just have a mono left and right. If it is a stereo channel, you can adjust the width of that, and you can see that designated in or reflected in the width of that stereo control from being not so wide to being extremely wide. And then that will move the bias of those stereo, the left and right, to the right or to the left. And then just check out some of your modifier keys, because quite often if you click on Command, you can bring things back to their default position. So if you start moving some faders around, you want to get it back, just hold down Command, and then that will bring it back to the default position. Now, over in Pro Tools, it's basically exactly the same thing. If it's a mono channel, you'll have one pan pot. If it's a stereo channel, you can change the kind of bias to being more to the right or maybe more to the left here. Again, just check your keyboard modifiers. In a lot of DAWs, if you want more finer controls, so you can see I'm just grabbing this and moving it all the way up and down. In Pro Tools, I believe if you hold down Command, then you can see it takes a lot more movement of the mouse to move that a very minute amount. So if you just want to duck something down, just a couple of dB or something like that, just hold down Command, and then but just check out the keyboard modifiers on your particular DAW if you want more finer control here. Now in terms of EQ, it's pretty easy on Logic. You just click on this EQ of the particular channel you want, and then you can go through various factory presets. So say if drums you wanted to do a punchy kick or something like that, then you can see that's taken some of the boxiness out of there and added some of the beta right there. And then you can obviously change anything you like from there. So that's how you do it on Logic. On Pro Tools, then you would just bring that in on, not the sends on the insert here, the EQ, and then you would bring this EQ right in here and you can make your changes there. There's also factory presets there. Then over on Reason, here's how you do it. There's actually a dedicated EQ right here on the front panel of the mixer. This is based around an SSL console. Really nice EQ. There's a great little thing on here as well. We'll start off with a kick drum, so let's go across here. If you click on this will show you a spectrum analyzer of just that kick drum, and then you can adjust any of your EQ points right here, and you can see that if I was to bump this up, you can see it reflected on the diagram, and actually they both work together. You see this knob moves the screen, and then also this screen moves those knobs as well. So it's a very quick way of setting up high pass filters, low pass filters, and any other EQ you like. We'll look at all of this in a moment, but that's kind of the quick and dirty way of getting to your EQ in various DAWs. Okay, for the most part, when we're dealing with compressors, you normally use them across inserts. In this case here, you can, we'll look at this a little bit later on, set them up on sends, aux sends, so that you can really set up parallel compression and set up what I would call kind of a crush bus, where you could maybe take a bunch of vocals across here, and then you could or send them to a common compressor and just really crush that to kind of throw off some nice harmonics and beef up some of your vocals. Now, in terms of the actual compressors, most of them will be threshold based. In other words, you lower the boom of that threshold, and then anything above that will be reduced by a ratio, say a 2-to-1 ratio, or a 6-to-1, 5-to-1, anything like that with attack and release. You can turn that into more of a limiter that when you start getting into the extremes. I would say anything over about 10-to-1 or something like that ends up being kind of like a limiter. But so this is a threshold based one. Here's another version. Some of these are fixed threshold. You'll look across here, there's no threshold setting here, but you actually drive your input into the compressor, and then you'll start seeing some gain reduction here. Just note that the ratio in this case is set up with push buttons rather than a rotary control. It looks very, very similar over here in Logic. You have some of the inbuilt ones here. Here's one set up by Waves. Reason is a little bit different. You can set up your insert effects right here, but you'll notice, here's why I really love working in the Reason mixer, is that because it's modeled after an SSL console that has built-in compressors and gates, look at this top section up here. Every channel has got a pretty hefty compressor and then also a gate. So, you know, what I like about that is you can really look, you can see all of the gain reductions right here. So you can see which is being kind of crushed more than others. So this looks like a very busy screen, but what I like about it is most of your compression and gating can be done right here on the screen. All of your EQ you can kind of look at. So it just seems to be kind of a good way to look at things. Again, if you're missing half of this, don't worry about it. We'll look at it in detail when we actually start doing some mixing. In terms of gates, they're very much like compressors. You normally want to set them across inserts here. Here's a Waves example, and here's some of the inbuilt one that's in Pro Tools. Logic, it's going to look very, very similar. Here's a Waves one, here's a built-in one. And then, like I said, in Reason, you actually have built-in gates right across every channel of your mixer. There are things called transient shapers, and a lot of these things you could probably do with a compressor, but they're normally just a few knobs here that can do a lot of very cool things. I've just soldered up this guitar. So that's just a standard rhythm guitar, just a little $500 Fender Tele. And what I'm going to do is mess around with the attack. Listen to the transients of this this track as I'm adjusting these the attack and the sustain. So if you wanted to have that guitar just kind of pop out of your mix a little bit more, you can accentuate just the beginning of that, or the other way, you could really mellow that attack out. Check it out. And for example, you can also tail off that sustain, so it's almost like a palm mute. Or have it ring out. In the middle, you can scoop out that pump as well. So transient shapers, they're great for percussive things like rhythm guitars, snare drum, toms. I love them on toms. If you just want to have the attack of the toms to come through, transient shapers are a great way to do it.